What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Progressive Thought Podcast. I'm your host, Casey.
What up, everybody? And I'm your host, Isaac. And today we're going to start off this podcast episode with talking about the birth of business. I thought it'd be a good time to talk about this topic just because I have been seeing a lot of people basically run into money. I'm not saying, they're doing scams or anything like that, but I have been seeing I don't want to say the economy improving in a sense because y'all not really kind of putting it back in the economy like overall. I mean, you all are, taking care of your bills with it. Some people are, taking care of little personal finance situations, spending it on themselves, splurging or whatever. But nonetheless, the government has been, giving out grants, relief plans to help out people. And I have been seeing some people take this money and start small businesses. So I thought now was a good time to talk about this.
Yeah, so I guess we can talk about, like the start of it. Like, how would you start a business? Like, what would be your first thing to do to start a business?
Well, depending on the type of business it is, one of the first things you want to do is do some research on your market that you're going to be kind of working within. Whether it be a good or a service, you have to have a market to sell it within, or it won't sell. So I definitely say do some research so you know if you will have to sell your product online, whether it be easier to sell your product, in person. Should you open up a store? Is it something you can probably do out of like your house or garage? Um, I feel like research is the most important step when you're first starting that business. And that research should look like, looking at the economy around it, the market, like I said, what kind of audience that do you want to appeal to? Make a financial plan as far as where you want to be, when you start versus. I mean, when I say that, I mean how much money you need to have when you start, so that you basically can run your business smoothly, and then where you basically want to be, um, 5 months out, 12 months out, 2 years out, things like that. You need to make a plan so you know where you're going with your business. Always try to improve as well. Honestly, you always got to challenge yourself. Like, you should be in competition with yourself and not anybody else. You should be trying to be better than you were as a business. Honestly, that's a personal advice as well. You should be trying to be better than you were every day. So tomorrow, do something better than you did today, and keep it going.
Yep, and to piggyback off that, like, especially when you first start out, it could be like discouraging a lot because people have this concept, like, I got this great idea, this great product. Once I put it out there, it's going to I'm sorry, selling, making all this money, and it really doesn't work like that. Like, you gotta grind, you gotta put yourself out there, having a social media presence, depending on the product you have, and just being confident in what you're doing and understanding that it takes time. Like, you're not going to get rich overnight. The million, like the $1 million idea that you have, probably millions of people have that same idea too. It's just depending on who gets there first. So don't be discouraged when things aren't working out immediately, because a lot of small businesses fail. I mean, a lot of businesses are on the brink of failure right now, and they get saved, by the government giving them money and things like that. But a lot of businesses are on the brink of failure. So if you know that, that you just have to keep the grind going, and keep it pushing, and stuff like that.
No, yeah, I agree. And like he was saying, basically, as far as don't get discouraged, that's really one of the most important things when it comes to small business. Is not being discouraged. You have to believe in your product. You honestly got to be your biggest hype man for your business before you can expect anybody to do it. Because if you aren't confident in your product, if you aren't confident in your business, if you aren't confident in your service,
Yeah,
how can you expect a customer honestly to be confident within your, product, business, or service? So you got to
yeah,
be confident that you're gonna excel any job, any task that it is when it comes to your business. And honestly, take care of your customers. Once you do start your small business and you do find an audience that does like what you do, make sure you take care of them, because taking care of them will in turn increase your audience. And I know that sounds kind of crazy and you probably don't understand it, but it's something that's a little bit better understood when you're in business. So that'll make a lot more sense once you do get in business. But take care of the people that take care of you, and in return, that will grow. You know, that'll definitely pay back. So that's something I noticed from small business. Honestly, a lot of this stuff I'm kind of speaking on is from experience. You know, I do run Kickstand USA. We are 3 years in now, and for the first full year of the business, I was running it by myself. But I didn't give up, and I mean, it grew into something great. Like we're a really big business now. We service a large area of the south suburbs and the Chicagoland area. We ship, merchandise on the way. We have business partners now. I mean, the business has grown greatly from where it really started, and it started as a conversation. I was working in Meyer in the electronics department with one of my friends, as a matter of fact, and we was just talking about what we can see ourselves doing. And I was like, bro, I honestly can see myself running a shoe store. I mean, I said of many things, I want to run a lot of businesses, but one business I can see myself starting soon is a shoe store. And right then and there, it hit me like, bro, that's something I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to figure out what I got to do to get it started. And I'm going to get it started. And I got it started. I would dedicate, honestly, I just dedicated an hour every night for like 2 school years. So I mean, think about the hours I put into it, planning and stuff like that before it actually got started and just like took off. And after that, after I dedicate that hour, I really just put some action to plan, because that's one thing. You can have all of the plans in the world, but if you lack action, those plans is good as nothing. So definitely keep that in mind. Y'all gotta put action to y'all plans. When you make a plan, make a plan of action where, okay, I got this plan. What's the first step of this plan that needs to be taken? What's the first brick that needs to be laid? And then do that, and then continually build. Because one thing I learned, millionaires, they don't, like Casey was saying, you don't become rich overnight. You don't become rich overnight, and you don't become rich out of the blue. Rich is not what you really want to be. As wealthy, you don't, that's not something that people just kind of stumble upon. It's something that people just kind of happen and they don't know. No, like they know when they're going to be wealthy. They plan it. Wealth is a plan. Riches are a plan. They plan for those to happen. And then they put action into that plan, and they allow that plan to manifest. And one thing leads to another. You add income on top of income, and boom, you make other smart financial decisions. Now you're wealthy. You have multiple streams of income. You have passive income. You have residual income. You have active income. These are all things that you should look into when you're thinking about basically, small business. It's multiple streams of income within one small business. You might come in selling green squares, and then once you get in, you find out green squares is outdated and really everybody is selling blue squares. But you would have never known about the blue squares until you started selling the green squares. So with that being said, get out there, take whatever money you do have that you can spend and get the business started. Paperwork is very important. Get yourself LLC so you're legitimate. As minorities, sometimes we kind of lack. We don't like to do the legal side of things, so make sure you do become legitimate. Get your LLC, your incorporation, your sole proprietorship, whatever it may be. Do the paperwork, pay the taxes and the fees, so that way your business can be documented and that you can get governmental assistance. I know everybody isn't, gonna take it, which is cool, but it's out there, and debt is not a bad thing. If you leverage debt to make you money, debt is not a bad thing. But the way y'all are taught about debt, yeah, it is a bad thing. But a lot of wealthy people, they use debt to make them money. A lot of wealthy people don't use their money to make them money. They use other money to make them money, and allows their money to do what they please with it. How that works, you got to be in business to know about that. It's a system. You take a loan and you invest that loan in an asset that's going to appreciate. So basically, when that asset does appreciate, it's worth more than your investment. I.e., that percentage that's worth more can be looked at as kind of like equity in a sense, And then what that is supposed to do is it's supposed to be money you're left with after you pay off your investment. A lot of people wonder, oh, how does people make money off investments? Usually when you invest in something, it's something that's appreciating, meaning that the value of it is always increasing. So you can invest $1 today. If that's an appreciating asset, it should be worth $1.10 in some time. You get what I'm saying? It should always be worth more than what you put in. So that's how the money is made.
True. And another thing, I notice a lot of people, do things by themselves. And I want to stress this that like having a team is so much better than doing this shit alone. Like 100%. Like you can't. I don't even want to hear an argument about like having a team is so much better than trying to do everything by yourself. I'm not saying they got to be your best friends or shit like that, but being around like-minded people to achieve a goal is so much easier than you by yourself trying to figure everything out. And then especially when you fail, you take it harder on yourself because now you just blame yourself. And another thing is that customer service is very fucking important, bro. It I can't, bro, explain how many times, bro, I've been just disappointed when I'm like talking to a small business owner on Instagram or whatever and asking them about like products, shoes and clothes and shit, and then I don't get a response for like 3 days, and then when I ask them like when I ask them questions, they get mad at me. Like I'm just asking questions because I don't have the product in front of me, so I just want to see everything you got, and then it's just I don't know, man. It's we
No, I get what you're saying. It's definitely two things that are important is to have a team and customer service is key. Be respectful, when you're handling business. That was one of my biggest things when I created a business. I created my business because it's like everywhere you turn, people kind of like not friendly. They're not really taking care of you. These businesses all are kind of shitty. You know what I'm saying? And it's like why would we be okay with giving them our money and they aren't the best? It's like, oh, are we doing that because they're the only option? Well, why are they the only option? And if this is the only option and the only option isn't the best, that means it leaves a lot of room for improvement. So with that being said, if y'all see a business or area that y'all think that y'all can excel in and see that it's lacking, go attack that area. That's kind of what I did with reselling. You know what I'm saying? It had this real ugly image on it back in the day. Resellers was always looked at to like just over bust your head on the price. But I try to keep as much transparency as I can within this reselling game. And one thing I always try to get clear is like the reason for pricing. A lot of people think, oh, I get the shoe for retail or under retail, and then I just want to charge this insane amount. No, that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to think about what I actually am paying for the shoe because you can't assume I'm getting it for retail. I'm not a retailer. I don't have a retail license. So how am I getting every single shoe, 30 shoes for retail? And then why would I charge y'all the moon and back if I'm getting it for retail? That doesn't make any sense. Especially not with mine being the business it was and the way it was built. It's honestly always transparency. So if you think my prices are high, the item is probably a high item that I probably paid a lot to get. So that's the way it works. The same with food. Food is a real big thing, and it's like we shouldn't be okay with supporting companies who openly support stuff that's against us. If you know that, I ain't gonna say no names or anything like that, but for example, if there's a company out there that you like their food, but their views are anti-black, anti-this, anti-that, do you really think it's okay to still give that company money? Is that not like bad? They're like literally supporting stuff that's against you, yet you support them. Same with private prisons. A lot of people don't know how many companies actually invest or are, part owner of a lot of private prisons. Yet everybody says, oh, don't support prisons or anything like that because of how many black folks and minorities are in there. You all are supporting private prisons on a regular and you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, food for thought, something to think about. If you really want to be cautious with your money, in particular about who you invest in, think about stuff like that. do a little research on the power of the black dollar, and then try to put more power back into the black dollar, and then just think about how the future might change. Because as long as you supporting the people that are trying to destroy you, how do you plan to ever really like get above them when you supporting them? It's backwards.
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you this, bro. Like, what's a pet peeve of you? Like, say a customer asks you a question. Like, what's a pet peeve that like makes you mad?
As far
Like,
as
like when they ask you about a product or try to get in
oh
contact with you.
yeah, so I mean, one of the like most common being in a sneaker reselling business, literally the most common. That's my biggest pet peeve is when people ask me, "Are the shoes real?" And hey, all y'all out there, y'all gonna try to defend yourself for asking that question. Oh, I done dealt with this, and that, and got burnt or whatever. Cool. That's not my problem. I bought fake shoes before I was a business too. But I don't go out to all of my vendors and be like, yo, are your shoes real? You should know quality products. And if you don't know quality products, there are other ways to go about it. Asking people what are their return policy, you know, stuff like that. Just asking people what are their payment methods. So that way you're secure. If you go through a secure payment method, an invoice, usually, some type of ACH backed system, usually you can file a claim if the product is not what the product says it is. You should see if they have policies in place. For example, my business, probably one of the it's a few out there, other resellers out there who have policies in place, behind their sneaker reselling business. But though things like that would kind of let you know, all right, this person is a little bit more legitimate than the next. That way you don't have to ask, those ignorant questions. Oh, are your products real? Because y'all wouldn't go to Foot Locker and ask Foot Locker, are their products real? And Foot Locker doesn't make your shoes. I don't make your shoes, just like Foot Locker don't, just like Finish Line don't. Nike, Jordan Brand, Adidas, those are the people making the shoes. But everybody else is honestly doing the same thing I'm doing. They just, as you can see,
Getting it for
have
way
more.
cheaper.
Right, exactly. They have more capital. They got the licenses and stuff like that because they're major corporations to do it better, leaving a little room for people like me to work. But I'm not a mandatory business. I'm not something that you absolutely have to do. My business is more so a luxury and a service. I'm for those people who want that assurance that they're getting those limited shoes that do sell out. I'm more so like a concierge. I go and source items for clients. I'm not just your shoe carnival. Like, no, that's not me. So I'm not gonna have $30 shoes that I have to be able to make money as a business, not just for me, but for the business. Even if I don't benefit, the business still has to benefit. So we just can't do sales with zero return. That's not a thing. If there's no room for me to actually profit off the item, can't sell it.
Like one of my pet peeves, bro, is when like say you tell somebody a price on the shoe and their first reaction is, bro, I can get that for that price from here. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, this is my price, bro. Like that's final. All right, bro. But like, I hate when they say that. It's like, then go shop there. Like, why are you hitting me up? Like, it's not like I don't hide. Like, we not hiding prices. Like, they'll see the price and then try to talk you down. Then when you say no, then they tell you, well, I can go get this from somewhere else. Then go. Like, why even come to me with that if you can get it cheaper? And then whenever somebody says that, I'm just like, okay, they lying. Like, if you can really get it cheaper for somewhere else, nigga, why would you shop with me to begin with? If you can get it $50 cheaper, why would you shop
Well,
with me
some
to
people,
begin with?
in defense to what you're saying, some people do that to still support you. But with that in that same kind of sentence, it's like, all right, if
I
you
guess
if you're going to shop with me to still support me,
support
support
my
my price.
prices.
Period. It's that simple, because that's the one thing about this whole America thing and the whole freedom thing. It's like you supposed to have the freedom of options and opportunity.
That's what capitalism is. There's so many same products of the same thing, so many
Yeah.
businesses doing the same thing that I mean,
Right,
hey,
exactly. So it's like, with that being said, you have the option to go shop around. You know, if you come here, that's to support them. So you got to support what they come with. If you don't like what they come with, that's when you should shop around. That's basically what I'm saying. I don't like what comes with some of these, bigger food brands that we would support, some of these, main retailers that we would support for our items. I didn't like what came with their policies, their customer service, their just human resources, everything about them. I didn't like it. So I had to put it on the podcast, a topic about small business, bro. We need to put more emphasis on small business and honestly get more power back into the black dollar, honestly. And that's really where, it starts. Is small business and black dollar go hand in hand. We got to put more power back into our own communities, which honestly, they're getting smaller and smaller, as far as where people are staying rooted. A lot of people are kind of getting out and spreading out, which is cool, but we still gotta give back to where we come from. We still gotta give like support to our home team, our home bases. That way people know, you don't forget your roots. That way your roots don't get lost. Because if we keep doing what we're doing, it's gonna be hard for us to even associate ourselves with like our ancestors as far as like where we come from. And what I mean by that is after slavery, a lot of black people originally didn't know where they, came from just because their folks didn't do a large importance of like making sure they knew their heritage. So it was more so about starting a new life, expanding out into these new areas. So as time went on, there are black people who just go by black, and you got African American, and but for a large portion of them, they don't know if they're African, Jamaican descent, or if they were from America, which is another topic. Black folks, there were some in America before Columbus came. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. I just want to, put that in y'all peripheral so that y'all know it's out there.
And on that note, guys, we're gonna go to commercial break.
Hey guys, this is our first entrepreneurship interview, welcoming me. ItsMikiG. So to introduce what I do, I am a YouTuber, a beginning YouTuber. And in that sense, if y'all want to follow me, it's ItsMikiG on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is basically a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle channel. And basically what I'll be doing in this channel is anything and everything, which I also break down and go into in my first YouTube video, and y'all can go and watch that. The link will be connected at the bottom of this video. And what this means is this involves food, this involves traveling, this involves makeup, this involves skincare, this involves hair, this involves anything that is included in your lifestyle that you guys are connected to, things that you like, things that are your hobbies that are kind of like me, or if y'all have suggestions per usual, just like for this channel, for my channel, for any channel, just drop your suggestions once, get involved with the people's content like my own. And yeah, that's basically everything, guys. So thanks for watching. Back to the show.
Welcome back. And our second topic for our episode is basically talking about, what's happening in America right now, with the protesting and rioting and looting and stuff. And one thing I wanted to touch on that's really, near and dear to my heart, that I don't support that shit. I don't know about you. Do you support the looting?
No, not really. I don't support the looting. I support
Like the protests, 100% support.
yeah.
But the looting and shit and setting shit on fire and damn, bro. Like it just makes, because like with the shit that's going on, they paint it as Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, and that's the only issue.
So like when you see, especially when you see black people looting and shit in like Chicago, oh bro, and especially if you don't like Trump, nigga, that's helping Trump. Cause regular people see that shit, it was like This is Black Lives Matter doing? They looting and destroying businesses?
Yeah, and to like really touch on what Casey's saying, it's the sad reality, you know, whether y'all like it or not. Textbooks are really being replaced by cameras nowadays because that's really a way to capture shit. And the sad part about it is we aren't in control of the cameras, so we aren't in control of how we're being portrayed. Is what I'm saying. Black Lives Matter aren't the ones out there, you know, destroying stuff and stuff like that directly.
But they're saying that they're part of Black Lives Matter. That's the thing.
And
Yeah.
the reason they're doing that is because they control the video cameras. So if they put a video clip of someone, a black person, you know, this could be just a random person. They don't have to be Black Lives Matter because every black person is not Black Lives Matter. I know that sounds, you know, crazy. How does that make sense? Because it's this thing called niggas who do not care about
Niggas.
the betterment of black folks.
Black people don't
Niggas.
do this shit. Niggas do this shit.
Niggas are the ones tearing shit up. Niggas are the ones who don't care. Niggas are the ones who don't have logic behind their shit. Niggas is just as bad as racist white folks because they all ignorant. They have no thought process behind some of the shit they do. They just do it in a careless act, a careless manner. So when, you know, someone records a nigga going into a store or something like that and then tries to say, oh, this person is Black Lives Matter, that's incorrect. However, you all, the media, will take that and will run with it. You know, you all will go portray this as well. You all will go relay this same message. No, we're not saying black people will relay this, but a white person will and say, oh, this black person, Black Lives Matter, destroyed this building, when that's not the case.
No, so that's a leader. I don't know if she's a specific leader.
See, the only issue with what she's saying, and basically I'm gonna break down to y'all the video because y'all can't hear the video nor see the video. Basically, it's they say this is a Black Lives Matter organizer, basically encouraging more looting. And basically what she's saying on the video is, you know, these people who are going out taking from Gucci, taking from Macy's, taking from all these stores, they're doing that to feed for their family, basically. And then they're saying, oh, take from these big corporations, or she didn't even say big corporations. She said take from these stores because they have insurance. The only issue with this message is you're not putting any context or any ramifications, any realms around your message. So what happens is people go out and aimlessly loot. People use this as an excuse to loot anything, black owned or not. So what about, you know, for all of the people who are agreeing with what she's saying, what about when a black store gets hit? You know, what do you say to that? Oh, they should have insurance too? They're fighting for the same cause, so insurance or not, they still get set back. So are they, you know, are they the enemy? Because of what? They worked hard to open up a store, you know. And that's why I kind of said, I'm on the fence about the looting. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. It's like, cool.
I'm against it because, especially how like an economy works, a lot local economy, like, and like when they talk about insurance, I'm gonna talk about that next. But like they're like the idea that you think that destroying a business is going to help black people is stupid to me. Like I don't care if it's Nordstrom Rack or fucking Gucci.
But see,
Like,
I don't think their thought process behind
no,
destroying a
but
business.
but that's the
black
thing.
folks.
Like to me, like no, like looting is just bad in general because no sense of watching it is good. Like it doesn't matter what your message is. It doesn't matter. Like say if they were just looting, you know, big corporations and shit like that. That still doesn't look good. Like it makes the movement that you want to happen look terrible.
No, but in history, change has came from mass rioting, which is why they done it.
I don't know about
even
that.
this instance in particular,
Terrible history.
the original, I'm not gonna say original. The previous looting and rioting that happened weeks back, something did come from that.
What in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Bro, people left that city's never going to recover.
Yeah, for sure, people left,
but the city's never going to recover,
Minneapolis
bro.
Charges were brought against the police department, Casey. That was the purpose. It wasn't to improve. That's basically what I'm saying is outcome happened. And it wouldn't have happened without the rioting, is what I'm saying. So I get you saying like it's not good for the economy, but they didn't do that for the economy. They did that for justice. And that's the difference.
A bad economy means nobody wants to live there. So people are going to stay poor since everything's destroyed.
Fuck the economy if there is no justice. That's what they're saying, Casey.
Look,
that's the point.
But if you can't eat, like, what does it have to do with anything, bro?
They can't live comfortably. So not being able to eat, or a white person not being able to eat, is irrelevant to black folks who on a regular, even if this white person can eat, they still cannot live comfortably.
Let me ask you something. How many unarmed black people you think were killed by police last year?
A lot. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't give you no number on that. I just know a lot.
So it wasn't a lot. It was 11. The whole year, unarmed black people were 11. I'm not saying that is good. It's bad. But you can protest. Like if they would have went up, like when they went up to the police precinct, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with them going to the police precinct and fucking the police station up. I have no problem with that. But once you go in these communities and do the same shit, and now people leave or people are stuck in the situation, and now they can't get out, but people don't care about that because it's all about the movement. So it's
not about the movement, Casey.
It is about the movement.
Justice.
That's not justice. It's not justice if more people are starving because of your stupid actions.
Bro,
that's not justice.
What about the people getting killed, Casey? And I get what you're saying. 11 people got killed. That's 11 people too many. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but if that one person means thousands of people starve, is that good?
What about 2020? What's the numbers in 2020?
I don't know. Okay. It's too early for them.
What about 11 people were innocently killed. Now, what's the incarceration rate of those unarmed black people? You know what I'm saying? What's the incarceration rate of the police officers charged?
Again, but that doesn't correlate to what we're talking about. We're talking about
justice.
No, we're talking about them rioting and saying that we're doing this for George Floyd. When it first started,
they're doing it for justice, Casey. They're not doing it for just George Floyd alone. It's for everybody. This is going beyond George Floyd.
Yes, and that's the problem because now they're just doing shit just to do shit, bro.
They're doing it for justice, Casey. They're not. You keep saying they're doing it just to do it. The overall arcing thing, Casey, is justice.
I don't know how you get justice.
How other way work though? Be honest. Be real. What other way has worked for black folks?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean? What other way have they gotten
they
equality?
protest? I don't. So was Martin Luther King? Were they destroying shit or were they marching? Well, even Malcolm X, and he was the more radical of them. Were they rioting and destroying shit?
Now what has came from marching in 2000 and in the 21st century? I'm gonna just say that. What has came from marching, Casey?
In the 21st century?
Yes. What else came from marching versus and I'm not saying just destroying shit. No, I'm not saying that, Casey.
But it takes time. Like in the civil rights movement, like there was literally laws holding us back, where people can actually see that and be like, "Yo, this is fucked up." Now, even though that stuff like this still happens, it's very different. It's very different, especially when you see successful black people. It's like the mindset is very different because you can't say that we didn't come a long way. That's being disingenuous. I'm not saying you're saying that. But I'm just saying like people would say that like it's still the same like the 60s. I'm like, nigga, no, it's not. It's not at all. Stuff still happens, but the idea of thinking that it's still the same or the stuff doesn't work, it's crazy to me. Like, especially because I'm a big history buff, and like reading like about how like all of this shit happens in the world, like when they riot and rebel, good shit doesn't come with this. People die, more people die than what caused the rebellion or the riot, and total chaos happens after that. Like, what I want you to do, bro, I want you to read what happened during the French Revolution, and this is what it makes me think is because I believe it's a civil war going on right now. Like between the left and the right. Mm-hmm. And, once November hit, it's only going to get worse no matter who wins. I don't like Trump, but I don't like Biden either. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins. I feel like it's going to get worse, but it's not about being right. And the idea might have been justice, but now it's not about justice. It's about getting power. It's about gaining power just to have power.
Who are you saying that idea? Who is that you're speaking about?
Black Lives Matter and Antifa, like the organizations.
You saying
Not
that
the
their
people.
idea is to get power now?
100%. 100%. It's a game. It's a gain power. Think about this. Do you think a society with less police is safer than a society with more police?
Okay, now let me say this, Casey. They don't want a society with less police.
They say defund the police.
But look,
you know what?
Listen, look. Now let me say this. Let me speak. One, they don't want a society with less police, even if their whole purpose is to defund the police.
That's less police. You can't pay them.
But listen, what they're trying to say is you're giving police officers too much power and you're misallocating funds by giving the police enforce all of this money. So they're saying defund them so that you can allocate funds in other areas because there's no reason police officers need a neighborhood police officer unit needs AR-15 rifles in a white suburban town or thermal vision goggles to see through walls. They don't need equipment like that. They don't need riot trucks, regular police units. So that's why they say defund the police unit. I don't know, everybody can't get out there. I am a person that explore in the Chicagoland area alone. There are cities where officers ride around with rifles in their car. There are cities where officers ride around with rifles on their chest. Chicago is one. So that's kind of why they scream defund the police because you go from listen.
It's a lot of gun violence in Chicago.
That's besides the point. You still
come up to a traffic
Casey,
stop and you don't know you're gonna die
missing
or
the
not.
point though, Casey, because now you sound like you scared like the police. You talking about you don't know if you die or not. If you scared in the area, how you living there? Like,
they don't live there.
Bro, you not, and that's a problem as well. Y'all got people not from the area,
but
police
you
in
can't
the
defund
area.
the police,
They don't
though.
even know this environment, and they scared of it. How you got them working in something that they scared of?
You can't train somebody more if you give them less money. They need more money for get more training to make the to
no,
make
they
it better.
just need better training tactics. If you go look at how long you are in police school in America versus any other country, it is significantly less.
So you have to pay them more to do the work, bro.
Bro, over there, the foreign police departments, they're not funded as much. And even if
it's
they
300 million people living here in a big ass country. It's totally
Casey,
different,
you
bro.
missing the point, bro. You still got these scared ass police officers. It's not gonna change the type of people. Like
I know they need training. They need money.
Casey, the shit that you still ignoring, bro, is that it's been like brought out in history that police departments are corrupt. So more money, less money. Their whole purpose, they fucked up mentally before you even give them money. Their purpose is to come in and mistreat black people. So all that, they scared, they need more money, they need more training. No, these niggas came in with the intentions to fuck them up. Look at the war on drugs, bro. Look at history, period, bro. I get what you saying, but it's never been set up. And you just can't blame it on, they don't have enough money, they need more money. Taking money away from them gonna make them worse. And Casey, another reason they're saying that is because back in the day, gangs used to police the community. No, gangs right now aren't the best, but they did a great job at securing communities back in the day. That's why they're saying, but bro,
murder is skyrocketing in big cities, bro, because there's less police.
Destructured. They literally took the structure out of gangs.
But the past doesn't matter now because you can't apply that now, bro.
In order to learn about the future, you have to learn from the history.
You're not supposed to repeat it. That's the problem.
But you have to learn it to not repeat it. If you saying it don't matter, nothing like that, bro, you will repeat it. Nigga, shit is repeating itself right now because shit don't matter. That's the point, bro. This rioting and all of that, they did the Detroit riots. And innocent folks died in the Detroit riots.
And Detroit is fucked up and hasn't been the same since.
But guess what?
Nothing. It's not good.
Casey? Guess what? It was never good. So that's the thing. You talking about never been the same since, bro. Ain't none of this shit supposed to be like it is, bro. Black folks ain't got it good. So I spoke on this already. You can't say go back to what it was and nothing like that because saying that statement is wrong. Ain't no going back to what it was. Going back to what? Now you sound like Trump. Make things great again.
I never said go back to what.
I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying you did. You saying it's fucked up. You said it's fucked up.
No, I'm
since.
saying people were saying that the 60s is the same as now. I'm like, no, the fuck is not.
No, I'm talking about to the statement about Detroit. You said it's been fucked up since. It was fucked up before is what I'm saying.
But it didn't get better. That's the whole point. They rioted. It didn't get. No, it didn't.
For black folks, they not still getting murdered out there like that.
What? Bro, murders are skyrocketing because because they're defunding the police, bro. A black police chief in Seattle quit because she didn't want to fire 100 officers because it said defund the police. She quit because she was like, we can't do anything. We can't stop them. We can't protect the communities if there's less officers. And you know what happened? They're burning shit. They're beating people in the streets.
Now let me ask you
because
this
nobody
question.
can stop them.
How many police units, how many police departments have put together a coalition for stricter laws on police officers? How many police officers have supported that? Let's talk about that. How many police officers have spoke out about police brutality? How many police officers have spoke about?
But yeah, exactly.
Gangs
I'm not
departments?
saying that is wrong, but I'm saying the idea that defunding the police and taking less money from them, like you have to have people who want to have this job, who want to be like, I'm proud to be a police officer. I'm proud to defend the community.
They don't have any other solution, Casey.
What do you mean? So the only solution is to take money from them, less officers.
That's not the only other solution, Casey.
So what's the other solution? I know a solution that seems great is you give them more money to have more training, to have more psyche valves, to keep people out.
You don't need more money to do more psychic valves.
Yes, you do. You have to pay people to
funds
do them.
in that area, bro. They have, but the thing about it is, bro, police units have an abundance of money right now. So I get what you're saying about, don't take money from them, give them more money.
That's big cities, and that's not even that.
Bro, that's damn near everywhere, bro.
No, it's not. If you're in a big city, possibly, yeah.
Police units get new cars every. Don't quote me because I don't know the date. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Act like
don't
I do
even
know
say
the
it.
date. But police units get new cars, as you all can see, very often because it went from. I mean, you could just look at the evolution of police cars. I mean, in your lifetime, how many times have your personal police department, your local police department, has changed cars? Think about that.
Yeah, shit. They need to stop niggas from robbing and stealing. How you catch up to them?
Bro, the Crown Vic was faster than the Dodge Charger. The Crown Vic was faster than the Ford Taurus. They went from a V8 to a V6. So if you really want to talk about faster, come on. I'm a car person, bro.
I don't know about that.
I'm a car person. I do. The Crown Vic had an 8 in it. They used the Crown Vic and the Caprice back in the days, and they went to Ford Tauruses and like Chevy Impalas are like the early on police cars. Ford Tauruses never came with a V8. In the newer days, older like the 90s and prior, yes, but newer, no. And then the Chevy Impalas around the 2002, those definitely did not. Oh, what was the next car? Chevy Tahoes. Some of those police trucks did, but they're heavy ass trucks. So what was the next truck they went to? The Ford Explorer. But right there, I didn't just talked about 4 police car changes in most police departments, and we talking. I'm only 24, so 4 cars within 24 years of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me just off the top of the head. That's not even really if I sit down and thought about it, So, bro, like, honestly, this is probably one of them topics where it's like you probably got to hear from the folks, more people who, like, just really to see what everybody got to say. But I feel like this is always going to be kind of a divide.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether, like, truth be told, bro, police brutality is there. And I get what you saying, defunding the police.
Like, it's bad, bro. Like, because I don't want people to think that I'm agreeing. I'm just saying there's different ways to go about it.
They've went other ways about it is what has happened in history, though, bro. That's the thing that you can't dismiss.
No, but
a
they
lot of
did
solutions
it.
have been tried.
If they're not doing more psyche valves and giving them more training, they didn't go a different way about it.
But the thing about it is, why haven't they ever thought of that, bro? What's stopping police?
But that's the
from that?
point. They never did it. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
They should do it now.
Why haven't they? Though,
I don't care. Why didn't they do it? I'm saying,
you should though, bro.
No, but I'm
because
saying, but now they should be doing it.
It's been going on though. Now it ain't changed from never with the police department. Police officers have always required a psyche valve, but I don't know.
But it wasn't like say if they're in a traumatic situation, that like a lot of times they don't get psyche valves after that. They just go about their life. They kill somebody. They don't get a.
And you think that's because they can't afford it? That's what you're telling me? That's basically what you're saying about the whole like, don't defund it. You're saying they don't get that post psyche valve because they can't afford it, right? As a police unit, right?
I mean, not. I mean, for the most part, yeah. I would say.
And do you know this because police units say that?
I would say the for getting into the academy, there's not as many buffers as it should be. So taking less money from that will reduce the buffers from getting there.
Why do you think it's not as many buffers, Casey?
Because you just need an associate degree to be a cop. You don't have to go to law school to be a cop. You don't have to go through rigorous training to be a cop. Nigga, cops should go through Navy SEAL training, nigga. They should be bred to be the best at their fucking job. Not some nigga that's mad in high school and now he wants to become a cop because he has a high school degree
But
or
see, the
just 2
thing
years
about
of
it
college.
is, Casey, I don't really agree that the only solution to more training is more
No,
money.
I'm not
And
saying
that's my whole
I'm
thing.
not saying it's the only solution. And you're right. It's not the only solution. But I'm saying that should be a good solution of where you can get more things and to get more people to want to do it. Because if you get, bro, people who want to become cops, like you have to have the mindset that you want to protect somebody or you want to fuck with people. There's no in between. You either want to help people or you want to fuck with people. Now you can say that majority of cops just want to
But
fuck with people.
do you know, there's been studies of police officers across America failing psyche evals.
Yeah,
Yet
that's
still
what I'm
being
saying.
brought onto the force.
They need more buffers, bro. They need things to stop them from coming in. And even does have say
It's hard to say and do that, Casey, when all of these people or these buffers or something like that is against the destruction of minorities. So the whole purpose is to get the incorrect folks in police uniform.
Then we should incentivize to make people want to be cops.
But it's
who are
hard
in
for
these
them to be
communities.
cops when they get mistreated as well. Because that's one thing that does
Bro,
not get discussed
bro,
a lot.
there's so
Minority
many black
police
cops
officers
that
get abused.
Bro, there's so many black cops that fuck with black people just because they're
Yes,
cops.
but the thing about it is, it's also black cops that get fucked with by other cops of other color because they're a black cop, bro. Like, that's the thing. I listen to NPR radio, bro. They have the anonymous police come on there and talk about their experiences internally within their own police force.
Right, and I'm not even gonna argue that. I agree. I'm not even gonna.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. So think about that. What kind of incentive do you have for minorities? Because that's what they always say. We need more minority police officers. You think money is going to be enough for these people to really get put in the line of danger? When it ain't even enough for the police officers that do it every day. They still scared of shit.
People, bro, the people do ridiculous jobs for money all the fucking time. That's why men die more than women because the jobs that they pick. Because they take high risk jobs.
But money isn't even a big enough incentive right now.
So do they need more money for the incentive?
So you telling me, where do you get that money from, Casey? Defund other areas just to fund the police more? The same people that's been basically overpowering communities?
They subsidize for everything. They just, you can get money from the government or whatever. You can, whatever taxes that they go, that a lot, like to pay the fucking congressperson. Why is the congressperson getting paid $250,000 for what? These niggas go on vacation every fucking week.
You know what?
And you got cops who are out here making $45K.
Because, you know what? Because I like this topic so much, we're gonna begin to wrap it up now.
Yeah,
and we're gonna definitely continue this on another episode of Progressive Thought Podcast, because this is a good topic, and I want to give this topic a little time to marinate, and I want to see what the folks out there have to say, and I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this. Because this is something that I feel like is important to society. It's just the whole police issue and inequality, you know. So we might even have a special guest on the next episode to actually, you know, better touch on this topic with us. Definitely. You got any other closing remarks, Casey?
No, that's it, man. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
In 3, 2, 1. Look up. Yeah, all right. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to the Progressive Thought Podcast. I'm your host, Casey.
What up, everybody? I'm your host, Isaac. And you're watching the Progressive... he said that already. Alright. Let's do it again.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Woke up.
Woke up. I can't say woke up.
Oh shit.
The second time.
Alright. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Fuck! In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our. What the fuck? Bro, I'm hearing this shit on a delay and shit.
And it's checking you out, huh?
Hell yeah. You so good though. I'm gonna put this shit at the end of the fucking podcast.
Hell yeah. You got to. Big bloopers.
Oh shit. Let's say, welcome back. Second topic.